The yellow rabbit's eyes can be seen with red glowing eyes in the behind-the-scenes documentary rather than the white ones in the final film. It is unknown if it was planned to be in the movie. Markiplier would originally play the night guard from the opening instead of Ryan Rinke. However, due to schedule conflicts with Markiplier's own video game movie Iron Lung, he wasn't able to show up. However, Scott is still considering bringing him in the sequel. Corey X. Kenshin wasn't going to be the cab driver at first. Originally, Andy Field, the voice actor for Hand Unit and Dispatch, was going to be the cab driver. Then they considered MatPat to do the role, as evidenced by his FNAF movie video.
No! Oh! Not cool, man!
MatPat's "It's just a theory" line was originally going to be a lot more exaggerated, on par with how he says it in his videos.
But that's just a theory! A game theory!
But it turned out to be weird for him, so they had to tone it down. MatPat's character name is Ness, a reference to MatPat's controversial Undertale theory. So not only is it an Undertale reference, but it's also a somewhat reference to Earthbound, where the main character is also named Ness. The Sparky restaurant, as well as the dog animatronic in the movie, is a callback to a hoax in the first game, where a secret dog animatronic named Sparky the Dog would show up in the Parts' surface room. The creator of said hoax, Bird Names, was surprised to see Sparky in the movie and even went as far as to draw Sparky wearing MatPat's waiter outfit. MatPat makes a cameo in Dead Meat's kill count of the film as Ness.
Well, some people do say that, but, you know, it's just a theory.
A kill count theory?
Who the fuck asked?
The two used to collaborate a lot back then, and MatPat just so happens to be in the same town as James was planning to film the kill count for the FNAF movie. While all of the cameos are well documented, there is one cameo that's not talked about ever in the FNAF community. A YouTuber by the name of Dolly Dachshund has talked about how the production team got her to wear a lot of clothes before filming the scene of the VHS tape. Where can you see them? In this very blurry shot of them in the background. I think you can tell why this wasn't talked about much in the community. The Foxy singing from the original game is not in the movie due to copyright issues. So Scott asked Galen Goff, a frequent FNAF voice actor, to sing a different Foxy song that was made for the movie. He was pretty excited about it and released a video after the movie came out, recreating the singing he did for it. David Arquette, an actor famously known for Dewey from Scream, talked about how he was called for an audition for the FNAF movie, but he didn't get a call back after he did the audition. We don't know what role he was going to play, and some fans speculate that he was auditioning for William Afton, considering how he and Matthew Lillard were in the same Scream movie. During a panel in 2018, 4 years before FNAF was gonna start filming, Jason Blum mentioned Scott Coffin during a convention, to which Jamie Lee Curtis freaked out about it as she was a big fan of the games.
We're working on Five Nights at Freddy's, actually. I think Scott Cawthorne is here, so there hasn't been a movie yet, but yes, we are.
My son is gonna go fucking
Are
you serious?
She wanted to be in the movie, but nothing really came out of it. In an episode of Power Wash Pals, Dawko mentioned to Markiplier that he originally had a bigger cameo, where he was going to dress as Dawko and do an advertisement for dog food. And his catchphrase was, "What's going on, guys? Don't go back again." A reference to his YouTube catchphrase. Dawko, however, rejected it because he was afraid that his cameo would pull people out of the experience. So he was reduced to being on the Employee of the Month wall. Although, Dawko has bought the dog costume as he said the line for a charity stream.
What's going on, guys? Don't go back again. I hope you are fantastic today.
I'm so fucking scared. Kevin Foster, the stunt guy behind Freddy Fazbear, got to collaborate on a FNAF movie fan song called Stuck Inside.
He is here, I recognize him anywhere. That purplish figure was bigger and quicker than me. And then I thought I was dreaming. He looked like a demon and I remember bleeding and screaming and thinking nobody could hear me.
was originally going to be Golden Freddy, but Scott had to change a scene with Golden Freddy because he didn't want him to move at all. The only movement he does is just his head, and it seems to imply that they replaced Kevin Foster with just an animatronic. For some reason in the behind the scenes documentary, the scene where Freddy screams uses the Golden Freddy scream.
From people or not.
Why did they even do this? That's not the right Freddy! The twist of Vanessa being related to Afton was hinted at in the opening credits, where the names of the actors who played Vanessa and Afton were the only celebrity names that were colored in purple. Vanessa's surname was originally going to be Monroe, but it was changed to Shelley in the final film. Honestly, I prefer Monroe over Shelley because it sounds much better to me. The gun that Vanessa aims at Afton is the Beretta 92 FS, a gun that Stu, a character played by Matthew Lillard, used in the first Scream movie. I want to make clear that I'm not a gun expert, and this is going off information I found during research, but the fact that both guns look so similar to each other makes this very specific reference true. Matthew didn't know the knife wipe he did in the movie was a reference to Scream. He just did that because the director, Emma Tammy, liked it so much. He hasn't even seen Scream for over 20 years, so this reference flew over him. Quote, "So it's not like I go, oh yeah, remember that thing? I'm not that smart." The first FNAF movie poster has been referenced and parodied so many times, for some reason. For example, Sonic the Hedgehog's Twitter account made this with Robotnik and his creations, Rick and Morty for some reason, which by the way, this poster just reminds me of this clip.
Oh, jeez, Rick. That sure is scary. Ooh.
Rick and Morty.
Some ripoff movie called Freddy's Friday, and that movie doesn't even have animatronics. But none of these would compare to when Chuck E. Cheese made a reference to that poster. This poster was made for a Halloween event they were making, and it's funny when you remember that Chuck E. Cheese has a vendetta against FNAF. They have gone as far as to block anyone who mentions FNAF under their Twitter post. They don't even have animatronics anymore, and they had the gall to do this shit? What were they thinking? In Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, there is a scene that looks especially similar to the kidnapping scene from the FNAF movie. A lot of people pointed that out and were confused by it. However, during an interview with Dead Meat, the director had to clarify that it was a coincidence, as the film was in production in September 2023, and the FNAF movie was released on October 27th. In the Russian dub of the movie, the Living Tombstones song that plays in the credits is taken from a Russian version of this song by Say Maxwell. The novelization of the film is a very inaccurate version of the film's story. It does have some interesting things like Mike's age being 25 years old, however some stuff that happens in this novel is either weird as fuck or straight up wrong. The dead kids that possesses Bonnie and Chica have the wrong gender, the night guard at the opening is named Bob even though it wasn't confirmed to be true in the final film, Mike is in love with Vanessa, and the most controversial thing about this novel is that Doug is written as a massive pervert. It even has a moment where he looks at Max's breast. The outcry was so loud that Scott had to clarify that Doug in the final movie isn't a pervert, as he accidentally sent in the outdated version of the novel and says that he will update it in future printing. The Brazilian release of the movie is titled Five Nights at Freddy's O Pesadelo Sem Fim. I hope I pronounced that right. Which is translated to The Never-Ending Nightmare. When Behavior Interactive, the studio that owns Dead by Daylight, got the permission to make a Springtrap collab for the game, they wanted Matthew to voice Springtrap. However, he rejected it because he wanted to save his Springtrap performance for the third movie. So they got BJ Haywood, the voice actor of Afton from the games, to voice Springtrap instead. Before the release changed to September 29th, Saw X was meant to release on the same day as the FNAF movie. The The official Saw account reacted to this information by having Freddy Fazbear wearing the reverse bear trap from the movies. This tweet is a lot more ironic due to the fact that Blumhouse owns both IPs now. A few days before the movie came out, Scott released a game based on the movie called FNAF the Movie the Game, when in reality it's just a sequel to Freddy in Space 2. The game has a URL at the end that leads to an unlisted video where it shows random clips from the movie, including scenes that weren't in the final film, such as a new reporter reporting about the kids that went missing from the pizzeria and a shot of fixed Foxy. The full suit shows that his chest is smooth and his legs are full of fur. It's unknown why these scenes were cut. While filming, a crew member told Emma that Foxy's arm was burning. It turned out that one of the things inside Foxy went on for a while, causing it to overheat. Fans joked about how they are preparing Phantom Foxy for the third movie. There is a video from the cruise where they record the stunt people for the animatronics dancing to a song called Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics, and it's so uncanny. Originally, they wanted to have Abby piggyback Bonnie in the fourth scene. We even see a behind the scenes clip of what that would have looked like. In the scene where Carl wrecks the kitchen, we can see behind the fan that Chica was walking in the background as a way to explain how she got to the kitchen. The Dream Theory book is a reference to MatPat's controversial theory of the FNAF games being taken place in a dream all along. Another thing about this book is that you can see a rabbit emblem on the top right of the book, one of the many foreshadowings for the Yellow Rabbit. Despite the movie being filmed in New Orleans, the actual story takes place in Minnesota, as MatPat showed details in his video, suggesting that it does take place there. In sub-specific scenes, there is a hidden endoskeleton in the pizzeria that the crew put during filming. Weirdly enough, it has two names. The crew called them Tina, while Scott calls it Arnold, not to be confused with the main protagonist from Secret of the Mimic. In the training videotape that's labeled Mike, you can see the name Fritz written before it, as it was revealed by Doka in his FNAF movie video. This is a reference to the night guard from FNAF 2, which he only works on night 7. However, it's not confirmed if the security guard from the opening is named Fritz or even Bob, as the credits refer to him as Freddy's security guard. Something the movie didn't show in the final cut is that the recurring crew had a dog in the truck. His name in the film is Bonesy, played by a dog named Toby the Dog. I wonder what that reminds me of. I like how we don't even see him getting out of the truck. Somebody get him out. The movie adapts some stuff from the Silver Eyes, especially with the graphic novel. The scene where Abby hides from Foxy is similar to a moment with Foxy and Charlie. Afton having a fake identity, but instead of Steve Raglan, it's Dave Miller in the book. And the shot of the animatronics dragging Afton is almost one-to-one from the graphic novel. The second movie might adapt some stuff from the Twisted Ones, as sequel to The Silver Eyes, but that remains to be seen. There is one weird DVD copy of the movie where it has the cupcake as the cover with a quote from Steve Raglan saying, "Piece of cake." This is just funny because imagine a random person buying this, not knowing what FNAF is, and sees this quote thinking that it's some critic named Steve Raglan. The Freddy art in the promotion for Halloween Horror Nights was drawn by Snortless, an artist who you may have seen their beautiful fan arts for the FNAF games, especially Security Breach. The FNAF Halloween Horror Nights food menus contain a cupcake, 2 drinks based on Chica and Foxy, a pizza mixed with spaghetti, which looks like a food from Rigglo's show, and Mike's Eggs Benedict, a reference to Sisto location. The food quality in question is all over the place. Some say they taste fine, while others say they taste horrible. When the film came out, the player count for the original game went up, way higher than the player count for the release of the game. This is a common occurrence in some video game adaptations. The inside of the cupcake's mouth is gross as fuck. Dawko liked it so much that he replicated it in his Hex plushie. The Hex toy Bonnie and Chica can actually be seen in the movie, as well as real FNAF merch scattered around the price corner. On May 6th, 2023, an unfinished trailer for the movie was leaked online. The leak in question was a guy reacting to the trailer with a bunch of random words and numbers covering the whole footage. The trailer is similar to the first official one, with a few changes here and there. It turns out that a minor leaked it as he was on a survey for Blumhouse upcoming movies. And after Scott made a response to the whole situation, the minor in question made an apology video for the leak. I want to make something clear, I will not show the apology video due to the kid not wanting his face to appear again on the internet. They actually reached out to me saying that they wanted me to unlist a meme video that I made that includes his face, which I did out of respect. So if any of you want to make a video about this whole drama, please refrain from showing the kid's face. Someone went to a tour for Jim Henson's Creature Shop and decided to take pictures of the place. One of the pictures was the yellow rabbit's head, which had never been revealed beforehand, so this was unintentionally leaked by a random photographer. The song that's playing on Corey's radio is a song called I Wanna Be Down by Brandy. It sounds pretty nice. In the scene where Afton shouts at the animatronics, Matthew Lillard revealed that he was sick during filming of that scene. His voice was also rough during the filming, as he had been doing a con before this. In Blumhouse Horror New Wave book, they revealed the kill count for the FNAF movie. Screw Dead Meat's job, I guess. However, this kill count doesn't count the night guard's death from the opening. It counts Afton's death even though he's technically not dead. And also it says that Aunt Jane was attacked off screen, not killed. Who knows, maybe the second film will explain what the fuck even happened to her. Max's infamous death was originally going to be her drowning in blue paint. Yeah, no wonder why they went with this. The scene where Corey's character screams at the Balloon Boy figure, he was originally going to swear before he gets cut off to the credits. The original line was, "What the fuck?" In the scene where Afton makes his entrance, it was originally going to be Garrett coming out from the entrance as he steps back into darkness. And then Afton shows up. It's unknown why they cut this because this would have gone even harder than the one in the final cut. The song Talking in Your Sleep was used in the movie because it fit Mike's character. This was confirmed by the director in the Horror's New Wave book. A pretty silly clip that was recorded with the actors of Mike and Vanessa ordering food from Abby.
Rabbit stew, but no rabbit, please. Okay, what about you?
I think I'm gonna get the Foxy sub,
Okay,
but can you hold everything except for the lettuce?
okay, hold on,
So lettuce only, basically.
hold on, I'm getting a call.
Yeah, that's pretty rude to take a call with customers, but okay.
I'm sorry, my boss just informed me that I am fired. Goodbye.
You're fired. No.
On the first day of shooting the film, Jason Blum posted a picture of the diner scene with a random Fanny figure on there. Fans were speculating what this could mean, but it amounted to nothing. The entire pizzeria was connected to each other instead of all of the rooms being separated. It was also built inside of an abandoned Home Depot. Around the film's release, a TikTok trend was going around with a bunch of teens stealing big movie posters and signs from malls as they ran as fast as they could. Honestly, I wish more TikTokers did this more than whatever the fuck this is. A random fight started inside the theater that was premiering the movie. This clip has gone viral around the internet, but from what I have heard, it was staged by a group of friends. When the rights for FNAF were owned by Warner Brothers, it was gonna be produced by Roy Lee, the guy who also produced the Minecraft movie. Yes, really. This guy has gone as far as to contact Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale, to make a movie based on his work, to which Toby only said no.
Get the fuck off my property!
Gil Keenan, the director of Monster House, was the first director for the film. He would go on Twitter and post very cryptic images of endoskeletons and animatronics' eyes, although it wasn't confirmed that this was related to FNAF. He left the project because it went back to square one, and also changed studios from Warner Brothers to Blumhouse. A Twitter user by the name of Zarik5 discovered a 2015 article talking about Gil Keenan's original involvement with the movie. Apparently it was going to be be canon to the games and will show something new, something along the lines of the Fallout show, and apparently the film will have more than one pizzeria. This is the extent of what we know about his version of the film. The only tweet Scott made on his official account was a reveal that FNAF would be owned by Blumhouse, and at the time it was gonna be directed by Chris Columbus. In case you are wondering, there was no official confirmation as to why he left. Some say it's due to creative differences, but it's not confirmed. The weird thing about this tweet is that the whole account was randomly suspended in May 2023. Good job, Elon fuckface. A weird misconception going around before the movie came out was that the film would have a 3-hour runtime, coupled with the fact that Rotten Tomatoes had that runtime on their websites for a bit. This turned out to be false, as the real runtime is 1 hour and 49 minutes. A FNAF YouTuber by the name of FNAF, that's how it spells, revealed that he was trying to get a role as Josh Hutcherson's body double. He was even in New Orleans for a couple of months, but it never worked out. Some of the inspirations that Emma got for the film were Donnie Darko, a film that inspired some stuff for Mike's character, some of Steven Spielberg movies, and Joker 2019? Okay. One of the writers of the FNAF movie, Tyler McIntyre, is being hired to make a screenplay for the upcoming Hello Neighbor movie. During the release of the film, Blumhouse made hashtags related to FNAF with animatronics emojis attached to them. These don't work anymore after December 2023. All of the posters with the animatronics in a ball pit is a reference to the Into the Pit cover art. Scott wore some glasses and a beard as a disguise for some FNAF movie screening. One girl cosplaying as Toy Chica said to her boyfriend that he looked like Scott, to which he said, "Dear, he's old." One fan liked his security beach shirt, but didn't recognize that it was Scott himself that she was complimenting. Carl's shirt in the film is a reference to Midnight Murderer's minigame from FNAF 6. In the scene where Mike wakes up from a loudspeaker, Tornado March was gonna play on the speaker. But in the final film, it was replaced with the Talkin' in Your Sleep song. On a Facebook post promoting the night shift edition of the film, they made a hilarious typo by calling it Night Shit Edition. An entire building of the film Pizzeria was built on Sunset Boulevard, with animatronic silhouettes being shown all over the wall. However, this building is not supposed to be entered, as it was created to be just a promotion for the film. Scott has been vocal about not creating an actual pizzeria due to him worrying about fans actually recreating the incidents that happened in the games. During the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, Matthew Lillard made a TikTok video thanking the fans for the support without mentioning the name of the film, as he was a member of the strikes, and the rule was the actors should not advertise upcoming movies that they were in.
I want to say thank you to fans for coming out and see a movie that I'm in. What if we just don't mention the movie? Oh my god! A lot of people came out to support that movie, and it makes me super happy. Thank you for supporting the movie that I'm not even gonna say the name.
As it was revealed by Matthew, Scott was listing some actors to play Afton, to which his nana picked Matthew for the role. Scott even asked for an autograph from him because his nana asked Scott for one. The poster that can be seen in the office is the same exact poster from the first game. It's specifically the one with a different body guitar, as the original was copyrighted. For the promotion of FNAF Movie 2, Blumhouse collaborated with Fanta to put horror characters that they own on a soda can, including Freddy. They even made a commercial with Freddy chasing a guy buying the Fanta, with him even going as far as punching a hole through the door. In the scene where the animatronics set up the fort, there was something that the film doesn't show in the final cut. This is evidence with the behind the scenes pics, and it was... I have no words on this. A reference sheet for the characters was shown by a FNAF leaker named Entom. Yes, Dad and Tom. Now, due to her account not existing anymore, I was only able to find pics that vary in quality. For the animatronics, you can see an SFM fan model of the animatronics. As someone who made a 2-hour video on FNAF SFM, this just comes off as bizarre to me. Mike's references have random fanouts of Game Mike, and Vanessa references are of Monica Geller from Friends. In the scene where Mike talks to Abby's teacher, you can see a board with references to the main animatronics. It also includes a reference to the puppet from FNAF 2, which seems to be a foreshadowing of their appearance for the sequel. The Living Tombstone has revealed that Scott contacted them to have their song in the movie all the way back in 2018. One of the crews reported that one time they saw one of the animatronics twitch its eyes by itself, to which one of the puppeteers asked someone if they had moved it, and they responded with, "No."